Hi, I'm Lucy Foster-Perkins at Uluwatu Surf Villas in Bali, and this yoga class is part of Surf Dome's Surf Fit yoga series will really challenge your balance. So you might find you fall over, but if you do, just come back to the pose, don't beat yourself up, and you'll find the more you do it, the easier it'll become, just like surfing. Find a place where you can sit back on your heels, have the hands on the thighs and the eyes closed. And before we go anywhere, just feel that connection with the earth. So notice all parts of the body that are touching the ground. And then take a deep inhale here and exhale. From here, split the knees a little bit, pad the hands forward and let the head drop down to child's pose. So before we go anywhere, before we start challenging our balance with all the sequences and asanas, we want to find this connection with the earth. Great. As you inhale, let the stomach drop down to the ground in between your legs. And as you exhale, let it draw back towards the spine. On your next inhale, come all the way up to all fours. Have the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Then on your next inhale, take the right arm off the ground, reach it to the front, the same height as your shoulder. And as you exhale, take the left leg off, press the left heel back in line with your hip. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, take the knee to the nose and the right arm comes behind you. Inhale, reach the limbs away to the front and back. And exhale, curl, looking towards the nose. One more time. Inhale, reach the limbs away. And as you exhale, come back to all fours. Nice. Other side. Inhale the left arm towards the front. Exhale the right heel back. Keep that stomach nice and strong. Inhale here. Exhale, curl the spine, right knee comes to the nose, left hand goes back. Inhale, reach the limbs away again. Exhale, curling in the spine, looking towards your right knee. Inhale, reach away. And then exhale, come back to all fours. Now you can do this again, or we can develop on this theme. So choose your option. On the next inhale, inhale the right arm and the left heel away from the body. As you exhale, curl the spine, look towards the knee. Nice. Inhale, reach the limbs away again. Now keep the foot and the hand in line with the hip and shoulder as you sweep them to the side, as if you're sweeping across an imaginary table. Great. Inhale, limbs come to the front and back again. Exhale, all fours. Other side. So inhale the left arm and the right heel away from the center line. Take a deep inhale here to prepare. Exhale, curl the spine, knee comes to the nose, and the left arm reaches behind you. Inhale, reach the left hand towards the front, right heel towards the back. Keep that imaginary table beside you as you sweep your arms to the side. Keep them in line with your hip and your shoulder. Inhale, lift them towards the center again. Exhale, back to all fours. Great. Pad the hands a little to the front. Tuck the toes under and lift the hips to downward facing dog. Remember, you can have the knees bent. Drop the shoulders away from the ears and press the hands into the ground. Keep that breath going. And find that connection with the earth through your hands and feet. One more deep inhale. And exhale. Now it might be that you take your right arm to the right leg just to challenge your balance a little bit. Keep the stomach nice and strong. Keep the left arm reaching into the ground. Take an inhale here. And exhale the right arm down. Other side. Inhale the left arm to the left leg underneath the body. Again, keep the right arm reaching into the ground. And the stomach's engaged. And then exhale the left arm back to downward dog. On the next inhale, take your left leg to the sky. Keep that left leg straight. It might be that you stay here, or it might be that the right arm reaches back to the right shin or thigh again. Keep the stomach going. If you fall over, then just come straight back to it. Deep inhale here, and exhale both limbs down. Other side. Inhale the right leg up. Press the right heel back. Stay here, or maybe play with taking the left arm back towards the left foot. And maybe it reaches back towards the left shin or thigh. Great. Take another deep inhale here. And then exhale both limbs down. Inhale in downward dog. And then as you exhale, begin to pad your feet towards the front of the mat. Little baby steps. And then when you get to the front, allow your head and your body to drop down. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Inhale here. And exhale. Nice. Just let the head drop down. Then slowly bending the knees a little more and rolling up through the spine all the way up to standing. Really take your time. Let the hands drop down. Once you come to standing, draw your shoulders up to the ears as you inhale and then back down the back. Inhale, lift the hands above the head, look up to the thumbs, and as you exhale, fold all the way down. Let the head drop down. Inhale, flat back, gaze towards the horizon. And as you exhale, take the hands to the ground, step the right foot back, then the left foot to plank. Take an inhale in plank. And as you exhale, drop the knees down to the ground, the chest and chin comes down. Inhale, hips drop down, lift the heart to cobra. And as you exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips back to downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Again, finding that connection with the ground. Reminding yourself that it's really not about having straight legs in downward dog. It's more about having this nice flat back, that line from the hips all the way down to your fingertips. So bend the knees as much as you need to. As you inhale, step towards the front of the mat, gaze towards the horizon, and as you exhale, fold down. Now keeping the hands on the ground, bend the knees, and see if the heels can come off the ground. The legs can stay bent or straight, but see if you can take your hands to your calves or ankles. So you're balancing on your tippy toes, but you're staying folded forward. And then let the heels drop down and the head drop down. As you inhale, bring the hands above the head, come up to standing and look up. As you exhale, take the hands back down to the side. Nice. Inhale, lift up and look up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step the left leg back, then the right to plank. Take a deep inhale in plank. Then as you exhale, drop the knees down to the ground. Chest and chin comes down, elbows squeeze in. Inhale, drop the hips, lift the heart, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And again, take a few breaths here. Now focusing on your hands, and you can look at them or you can keep looking back towards your knees. Check there's no gap underneath the palm of your hands on the ground. So the hands are spread nice and wide, but there's no gap underneath, no air underneath the palm. Take another deep inhale here. As you exhale, bend the knees and look forward. Inhale, step to the front of the mat, look forward. And as you exhale, fold down. Then again, have a little play with this balance. So maybe the fingertips come to the ground. As the heels begin to reach off, maybe you stay here, or maybe the arms come to the ankles. Holding onto your ankles and keep lifting those heels up. Nice. And then exhale the heels back down again. Inhale, lift yourself up. Bring the hands above the head, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, take the hands to prayer in front of the chest. Close the eyes and just feel the ground beneath you. Nice. Hands come down to the side. Inhale, lift the hands up, look up to the thumbs. And as you exhale, drop all the way down. Inhale, look towards the horizon. And as you exhale, step or maybe jump back to plank. Keep the stomach engaged as you inhale. Exhale, drop the knees down to the ground, chest and chin. Great. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, tuck the toes under, downward dog. Staying in your downward facing dog, or maybe playing with taking the right arm to the right leg again. If you fall over, then again, just come straight back to it. And as you exhale, drop the right arm back to downward dog. Other side. Inhale the left arm back towards the left leg. Keep pressing the right hand into the ground. Take one more inhale. Then as you exhale, take the left arm back down to the ground. Inhale the left leg off the ground. Reach the left heel all the way up to the sky. Perhaps you stay here. Or perhaps the right arm comes back to the right leg. And again, if you fall over, just come straight back to it. Take one more inhale. And exhale both limbs down. Downward dog. Other side. Inhale the right leg off. Press that imaginary door back behind you. Left arm has the option of reaching back to the left leg. Keep the stomach engaged. Oops, I'm falling over. And coming straight back to it. It's a wobbly one, this one, but that's what we're here for. Give it one more go. And as you exhale, take the limbs back down to downward dog. We've made it. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step to the front of the mat, gaze towards the horizon. Exhale, fold. Inhale, heels come off the ground again. Maybe both arms come off. Maybe both hands stay on the ground. Have a little play. Great. Then drop the heels down and the head drops down. On your next inhale, bring yourself all the way up to standing. Look up to the thumbs. Exhale, take the hands to prayer in front of the chest. And close the eyes. On your next inhale, lift the hands back up. Look up. Exhale, fold. Same as before. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, step or jump back to plank. Now you can take knees, chest, chin down to the ground, or you can lower down in one line from high plank to low plank. Flip the toes over, lift the heart to upward dog. Chest comes forward, and as you exhale, flip the toes back over, downward facing dog. Now on your next inhale, take your right foot in between the hands. Left leg stays straight behind you at 45 degrees, and your hands reach up in front of you, warrior one. Then straighten the right leg. Take the left leg a little closer towards the front. And then either hold onto your elbows behind you or come to reverse prayer behind your back. Both legs are straight. As you inhale, lift the heart to the sky. And as you exhale, keep the back straight, but angle it a little further towards the front, looking down towards your right toe. And you should find a nice stretch down the right leg. If you tend to hyperextend your knees, then pick the right toes off the ground. Great. Keep breathing into the stretch. Staying here or lifting up a little bit, so you can take your left arm down to the ground, and maybe it comes to the outside of the right foot. Right arm reaches towards the sky, and you can place a block or some books underneath your left arm to help the ground lift up towards you. With every inhale, feel the top of the head is reaching towards the front, and with every exhale, you're spiraling the ribs towards the sky. Nice. Dropping the arms down to the ground. Bringing yourself all the way up to standing. Transferring the weight into your right leg, and the left heel comes off the ground. As you inhale, that left leg lifts up a little higher as your chest comes a little lower. But check that you're not collapsing in the chest. Keep the back nice and straight. The left heel keeps reaching back. Inhale, keep the left leg off the ground, but squeeze the knee towards the chest so you come to standing. Then take the left leg over the right, crossing the leg over and binding once or twice. Give yourself a hug with the left arm under the right. Then you can stay here, or you can bind the forearms as well, reaching the fingertips towards the sky. Sitting back in that imaginary chair behind you. Take another deep inhale. Then as you exhale, release the legs, release the arms, and take the right arm down to the ground. Left leg stays off, it reaches to the back again, and the left arm reaches towards the sky. Now you can bend your right knee as much as you need to. We won't stay here long. As you exhale, step the left leg back to warrior two. So again, the right knee is bent and the left leg is straight, and the hands are reaching far away to the front and the back. Great. One more inhale here. As you exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the ground either side of your right foot. Right foot steps back to plank, and you lower from high plank to low plank. Flip the toes over, lift the heart to upward dog. Exhale, lift the hips, toes come back over again, downward facing dog. Reset in your downward dog. Take an inhale and exhale. Great. Other side. Inhale the left leg in between the hands. Bringing yourself up to warrior one, right leg stays straight on the ground. Then take the hands to the waist. Step your right foot a little closer towards the front and straighten both legs. Again, either hold onto the elbows behind your back or bring your hands to reverse prayer. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, hinging forwards, looking at your left toe this time and finding that nice stretch in the left leg. Again, if you're finding that you're locking into your left knee, then pick the left toes off the ground. Take a couple more breaths here, lowering down a little more with every exhale. Then staying here or bringing your chest up a little bit. Taking the right arm down to the ground, same place as you found on the other side, and your left arm comes towards the sky. With every inhale, the top of the head reaches towards the front, and with every exhale, your ribs spiral towards the left. Keep breathing here. If you fall over, again, just come straight back to it. Think of it as an experiment. Just play with where your weight is and where your balance is. Great. Take another inhale. Exhale the left arm down. Bring yourself back up to standing and take the hands to the waist. Then again, transferring the weight into the left leg. The right heel comes off the ground. Press that right heel back, and as that heel begins to lift up, the chest begins to come a little further down, back to your warrior 3 position. Don't let the chest go lower than your hips, and the heel keeps reaching back. Nice. Keeping the right leg off the ground. Squeeze the knee towards the chest, come up to standing. Then cross the right leg over the left, binding the legs once or twice. Giving yourself a hug with the right arm under the left, staying here, or binding the forearms as well. Keep the fingertips reaching up, and keep sitting back in that imaginary chair behind you. Great. Fixing your gaze on something that's not moving in front of you. Take another deep inhale and exhale. From here, releasing the arms, releasing the legs, and dropping the left arm down to the ground. Bend the left knee if you need to. Right heel reaches back, and the right hand reaches towards the sky. Keep looking down towards the ground for more stability, or maybe looking towards the right, or even up towards the right fingertips. Great. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, step the right foot back to warrior 2. The right leg stays straight, the left leg bends, and the hands are reaching away from the body, looking at your left fingertips. Spreading the limbs nice and wide away from the center, take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the ground. Left leg steps back to plank. And you lower, high plank to low plank. Keep the elbows squeezed in. Keep the thighs off the ground. Lift the heart to upward dog. Exhale, flip the toes over, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Either stay here in downward dog, or I've got one more challenge for you. Lift the right leg to the sky, bend the right knee, and then shuffle the hands a little further back towards your left leg. Either stay here, or maybe your left arm comes halfway back between where it is now and your left foot. Maybe stay here, or maybe your left arm reaches up to touch your right foot behind you. Give it a few tries if you don't get it on your first one. Nice. If you fall over, again, you get 10 points. And then drop both limbs down and try the other side. Take the left leg to the sky. Bend the left knee. Either stay here, or maybe the right arm comes halfway back between where it is now and the right leg. Maybe the right arm reaches up to touch your left toes. Great. Give it another go. Keep breathing. And as you exhale, drop both limbs down, back to downward dog. Staying in downward dog for a few breaths, or coming down to child's pose to give your arms a bit of a break. Reconnecting with the breath. And then taking little baby steps towards the front of the mat. And as you get to the front, let the head drop down. Bend the knees. Roll up slowly through the spine, all the way back up to standing. When you come to standing, roll the shoulders up to the ears and back down again. Feeling the ground underneath you. Use your left leg to root yourself down as you lift your right knee to the chest. Take both hands behind the shin or the knee, and then either stay here, this might be enough of a balance for you, or you've got the option of taking your left hand to the inside of your right foot. Then reaching the right hand behind you, you can also stretch the right leg towards the front. Either stay here, or maybe look back towards your right fingertips. Now imagine there's a book on top of your head. You're growing that book towards the sky. And with every exhale, you're taking that right hand a little further behind you. Great. Bringing everything to the center. Whoop, had a little wobble. Squeeze the right knee towards the chest. And then exhale the right foot down. Other side. Inhale the left leg towards the chest. Hold onto the shin or the knee. Either stay here, or take the right hand to the inside of the left foot. Great. Taking the left hand behind you, maybe extending the left leg towards the front, and either staying here, or looking back towards your left fingertips. So again, take the option that works for you. Reach the top of the head towards the sky, spiral the ribs towards the left. Nice. One more inhale. And then exhale, bring everything back to the center. Squeeze the left knee in. And exhale the left leg down to the ground. Inhale, lift the hands above the head, look up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, step or jump back, straight back to downward dog. Let the head drop down. And let the hands press into the ground. Take a couple more breaths here. And then on your final exhale, drop the knees down to the ground. Sit back on your heels, take the legs to one side, and lengthen them in front of you. From here, take the soles of the feet together. Have your thumbs in between your feet so you can open them up like a book. Keep the back nice and straight, and as you exhale, either stay here, or you can begin to hinge yourself a little further forward. If you find it's a little difficult to keep your back upright, then you can place a block or some books underneath your sit bones. Then begin to notice every part of the body that's touching the ground. Feel your sit bones rooting into the earth. And with every exhale, come a little further forward. As you inhale, bring yourself back up. Squeeze the knees together. Hold onto the shins and take the toes off the ground. Staying on your bony sit bones, maybe take the hands on the outside of the feet. Then looking down towards the stomach, rolling backwards and forwards, so you're coming back up to sitting, but the feet never touch the ground. Great. Have a few rolls backwards and forwards. Keep the stomach engaged, keep the chest lifted when you get to the top. Then you've got the option of maybe extending the legs out. Still staying on your bony sit bones, lifting the chest up. Great. One more inhale here. And then exhale, bring the feet back down to the ground. Lengthening the legs out in front of you. Remove the flesh from underneath you. Maybe place a block under your sit bones. You can have your hands behind you to keep the back nice and straight, or you can begin to pant your hands down towards the front. Find a place where you can feel that stretch behind the back of the thighs. Keep the breath flowing, sending your breath to any part of the body that might feel tight. Then staying here for a good few breaths, allowing the shoulders to relax and the face to relax. Nice. Take one more inhale and exhale. As you inhale, bring yourself all the way up. Take the hands behind you with the fingertips facing forward. Bend your knees and place the feet on the ground. Then as you inhale, lift the hips up towards the sky. Great. Maybe stay here, or maybe one leg lifts up towards the sky and then back down again. And maybe the other leg lifts up, pointing the toes, straightening the leg. And back down. One more inhale, lift the hips even higher. And as you exhale, bring the bum back down to the ground. Take the hands behind the thighs, lift the feet off the ground, stay on those bony sit bones, maybe take the hands in line with the shins. Keep breathing. Maybe stay here, or maybe begin to lengthen the legs out. Keep the chest lifted, engaging the stomach. One more inhale. Then exhale, bring the feet down, hug the knees to the chest, and let your head drop down to your knees. Then shuffling yourself a little further forward on your mat, roll all the way down onto your back, and again hug your knees in towards your chest. Bring the forehead towards the knees, and then as you exhale, release everything down to Shavasana. Lying on your back, have the feet wider than hip distance. The hands are away from the body and the eyes are closed. Let your breath return to its natural rhythm. And just notice all the parts of the body that are touching the ground. With every exhale, imagine your muscles, your bones, your skin are melting into the earth. Feeling grounded and steady here. Taking a few more breaths. Allowing your shoulders and your hips to release. Take one more deep inhale. And as you exhale, begin to roll onto your right hand side, curling up into a ball on your right. And just rest here for a couple of breaths. Then pressing your hands into the ground, coming back up to a sitting position. Take the hands to prayer in front of the chest. And again, notice how grounded you are. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, bow the head to the heart. Namaste. Check out the Surf Dome website for more videos in the Surf Fit series, and check out my website for more yoga for surfers.